Okay, here's our haul. So you got both our bottom brackets for the struts. You got your main hinges right here, which are pretty thick. Our various screws we took out for brackets for the seats. And these are also pretty thick, heavy duty, good condition. And then our aft light. This is all plastic, so not as great as I thought. There's a lot of pressure in here. Okay, got mine. $13 smoothie, 2 rusty nuts, the ambulance, the welder. What does that mean? Okay, new piece over here. Old pieces need to come off. All right, our bench section. I'm gonna clean these up and take off the... What is he doing? Take off the rotten wood pieces. Okay, I kind of washed it out. This one I didn't really wash out. Let's get some of these tools out of the way. Okay, so the way this works, our new seats are 18 inches tall and 17 inches wide. Now, these plastic bins are 15 inches wide, I think, because with that front piece would make it 17. So our old seats look like they came up to this point right here. I would say that's an accurate statement. So if we needed to, we could push this out away from our ledge. I had it all the way against the ledge, if we needed to. But I'm going to try and push it back to kind of give more. Well, I need to push it all the way back to get as much space. Oh shoot, that's right. I have to have 80 inches from the back of this seat to the back of that seat, because this is going to be a bench, right? We're taking out the bucket seat. So I need to be cognizant of that. Some of our shifting might get solved permanently when the seats get here tomorrow. We're going to do some mock-up right now and take those off. Let me grab that big piece down there. Let's see how close we are. It is a really tight fit. So we're gonna have to chop by this leg off right here. Can you see that? No. Okay. So this whole leg looks like it's gonna have to get chopped off right there. And then over here, obviously the same thing. And the boat's tapered, like it tapers down, and I want to say that bottom piece is 72 inches. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. I just ripped off the fuel line. Remember to tighten that back up. So with these being plastic, they'll fit, okay? Where's my tape measure? Okay, if we cut this plastic piece up to this line, that's 5.5 inches. From the distance between here, where it's sitting, and the bottom is 5.5 inches. So if we cut it right here, this should sit flush with the floor. Now, with these pieces in here, our little plastic doodads, if we build a panel that's right up against these guys, right, then, and this is 3/4 inch wood, we are only about 1 inch from the power steering pump, right? That is roughly 1 inch. I feel comfortable with that distance. Now, obviously, it can be angled backwards a little bit, which our piece down there is, and then go back. I'm not sure why it stopped with the other phone. It says too high temperature, so it won't record. Where were we? Don't know. This piece right here is 1 inch away. Pretty sure I showed you that. This is a problem. This is no way that's gonna stay, dude. No way. Like, it must just barely clear that by a hair. I don't know what's going on. I keep losing everything. Okay, so if we look at this, right, that carburetor is so close to the top of that. We're gonna have to adjust fire for that. Oh, I forgot to mention. So that looks like is the problem. We'll have to do some measuring. Okay, back to recording. Let me take these guys off. Blanket on. Still looking at how close this engine is. I mean, it's sitting on it. It's on it. Can we lower those engine mounts? No. I don't think so. Still recording? Or to get too hot? Still recording. Oh, come on. Okay. How am I going to get above this and not have a gap back here? I'd have to angle it a lot. Where's that wood? Oh. I mean, it just barely. If you're right up against the rake of the boat of that back deck, it's just barely on top of it. See if I can show you. You stay. It's higher right here than it was over here. Okay, so it looks like I need to pull all the hardware off of this to manipulate in the boat, given our latest clearance issue. So I've taken our little seat post guy out. Now I gotta get our light holder and then the little whoopty brackets and the strut mounts. Okay, this thing is mostly stripped. 2 screws for those guys. You know, it just had that in there, and this was right there. Had 1, 2, 3 for the light mounts, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 the other light mount to hold that piece on. This was only held on by like the corners and right here, and you know, it was actually smashed down. And that was it. We'll have to probably get some glue and spray all of it to get that heat shield back on there. Alright, I'm gonna put this piece in here and try and mock it up. See where we're gonna end up at. So, on the sides, we need to make up about 3.5 inches. On the back side, through the fiberglass, we need to make up 5 inches. And what are you doing, Blue? Tension bore? With this piece of 3/4, the whole thing will need to be raised up 3/4 of an inch to be able to clear, just barely clear. Like, I'm not even sure that's clearing. I think even at 3/4 of an inch up, it's still resting on it just a hair. So probably an inch. So how do I make that up? We have to build a structure for here underneath, and then one for here underneath, which is easy. It's just straight board that way, connect together. I can leave this open because the cushions will be on top of this. Then we'll have to build the ledge right here, the bulkhead. We'll have to build the bulkhead. So, yeah. Are needed. And obviously we're not getting our seat post back there. What I was kind of thinking was I was going to leave the seat post in here, and then it would be in the middle of the cushions. Because I have 4 cushions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 18 on the back side and 17 on the front side. So I'm so glad I'm here for your entertainment. Please call me, that's what I want. We still on? We still recording? Yep. So I don't know, is all this worth it? Because I gotta raise everything up. Even the back of the seats. Our cushions are about 6 inches thick. So that's 12 here, 18. The back cushion is 18. The bottom cushion is 17. And these cushions are 6. So we're about right about there. And then we go all the way down, we're right at 18. So this might be a blessing in disguise. Even with this, rest on this is where that needs to be. Now, this is really low compared to where we should be with this engine, right? Isn't it? What does that look like from this end? So, it's just underneath that railing, I bet. And that sits, look at that, it sits at an angle because of the air cleaner. If I move that board, we would still be damn near the same place. The board is doing nothing. Somehow, we can raise this up, which is not a problem. Then this cushion will be just, you know, a little higher than our back cushion. That's probably what's gonna have to happen. Just look at where we are over here. Right, with that wood. See how high we are back here? It's hard to tell with the camera. See that angle right there? We got problems. We got problems. I don't know how, I mean, it just rubs on it all the time. Okay, let me come up with a solution. The top of the yellow case is basically the top of the cushion. I mean, how much room do we have here? We got plenty of room. We could even move this back some. I don't know if that's gonna help us any. Okay, the neighbors are throwing a party next door, so there might be a little background music. Now, I'm having an issue. It's not a huge issue, but these cushions wouldn't lay flat against the back of the boat, and I was wondering why. Well, it turns out the boat is like crown. So it's higher here than it is over there. You can kind of tell because this wood right here is a little below the deck, and then when it gets to here, it's above the deck. Then I noticed that these trees are higher than the back of the boat. So prove it, almost 5 3/4, 6 3/8. That's a pretty big difference. Significant difference between here and here. So when we put our cushions on, I'm probably gonna have to do a spacer right here where the bracket is, so it's level from this point. So you'll have like a tiny gap. It's not a tiny gap, like 5/8 of an inch. That's what it is. If you guys are doing your interior, remember that. It's not the same from one end to the other. So that's probably why this was one piece before and that was another piece. I've also seen it to where they put the hinge right here on this line and they go down, but they don't have, you know, the ski thing here. All right, so I'm going to continue to start mounting cushions. I can't even hear my own music. Oh, that's annoying. All right, so what I want to do next is I'm going to mount these cushions to the back of our fiberglass piece, and then once that's done, then I can mount this piece on the bottom, or, you know, plastic piece, and then I can do that piece, and then I can mount that. I need to take that our wood thing out if I'm gonna keep that. I'm half tempted to cut this to make it fit, but then my idea having this modular to go from here to there when we're not using it, so we have more room to open up there. I'm gonna have a big hole. You're gonna see a big hole inside of it, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not. And then once these cushions are mounted, I'll probably work on these. Now I might have to do it to where there's this gap right here, because these cushions are only 17, whereas these were 18. So I want my hinge to be all the way on here, so it flips up from this part. So standing on the edge, and I thought I was standing on the metal, and I guess I was standing on my light, and I just broke it off the trailer. And it's not like these lights were, you know, junky and didn't work. They worked just fine. They're LEDs and all that. Oh, I'm so irritated. So my issue, all right, to clear that, I think my hinges are gonna have to be on this, which is better for our width that we're trying to figure out, but not ideal, I don't think. I'm gonna screw it down and find out. Okay, boat update. I've got back two cushions mocked up. They're not hinged. The hinges aren't screwed on, but they're where they're supposed to be. Oh, so I found a cover plate for the hole for the engine, so that's there. I mounted these to here, and I mounted these cushions to here. So now I can lift up the whole thing. Now to do that, these have to be lifted up first, and then I can lift up this part. So like I just said, this and this are connected to the cover, so it all comes up at once. So next step is going to be to mount our cushions right here onto this thing. We're gonna we're gonna screw them onto our brace here, and then I can mount this thing. Now I still have to either make a cover that sits right here, or I've got this piece of wood that fits in between, so the back seats, you know, have support on that middle corner right there. And then after we do that, I can move on to this bench seat and the piece that goes right there. So yeah, just want to give a quick update. I'm currently plugging away, working at night. A lot cooler at night than it is during the day. A couple of problems I'm gonna have. I'm gonna need to figure out something to cover all these screw holes with where the old seats were. And then I have to figure out how I'm gonna actually screw these hinges on. So this one being the way it is, you know, there's gonna be a gap right here that I'm gonna have to figure out. Can you even see that? Not really. So see how it's tight here? And then we have the gap over here. That's that. Either way, this is 100 times better than it was before. So, and since these cushions are, you know, pretty much universal, if I damage it or change the lines, you know, I can just order some new ones. Maybe I'll add another hinge in the middle because I want to have some extra hinges. All right. Okay, quick update. All this is mounted. I still got to do the struts for both sides, so that'll hold up and I'm not using a stick. But we've abandoned the bench project with the little flip out lean back thing for the second time. We're trying to go out tomorrow. Right now, what I've got to do is when this comes down, right, it hits that, and then of course this one wasn't here when I did test fitting, so it hits that. So I need to cut this off, and then we're probably going to do the same for the other side, maybe. Then this panel's going to go back on with the cup holder and everything, and then we're just going to put our seat that we already have mounted. Okay, we're out here in the dark. I've got our hatch open. Of course you can't see anything. We're about to do a test run. We don't have struts on it yet, so that's what we're using. So I got it on battery 1. We got everything hooked back up. We have to adjust the shift linkage, which is the one underneath that one. We're about to hook it to water and see how she runs. Okay, started right up. Let's see if it'll idle.
Would you look at that?
It's idling. That's a good sign. Now we've got to adjust the... Should have recorded it, but it started right up. Like 3 pumps and it started, so. All right, today is the 15th of July. Still haven't gone on the lake yet. We're close. I got to get proof of CJ cleaning the boat. If you watch the video, you only see Connor cleaning the boat. CJ actually did some as well. I got the amp out, so hopefully we'll replace it right there. Oops. Okay. Oh. About to run the switch wiring for the fuel pump. Right there. All right, quick update. CJ's cleaning all the stuff. He's gonna wash the towels and everything and organizing all the stuff in the boat. I just pulled out the old Polk Audio amp, and I think we're gonna put in this giant Alphasonic amp. I don't think it's gonna fit behind there like that one did, so I might have to put it on the other side, like underneath there. Okay, look at all this extra room. So I took this down, our bulkhead. I'm gonna clean up some of this wiring that's back here. If you look inside here, CJ, you can see that this was the only thing separating it from, you know, this side of the boat to this. Also, there's a piece right there that goes right here. And then of course your shutters go right here. So while I'm in here, we're gonna reinforce some of this stuff. See how wobbly this is, leaning for a while. I'm gonna reinforce that. I'm gonna clean out the leaves and things that got in there, and then clean up some of this wiring, and then I'm gonna mount the amplifier on the back, you know, on this side of it, so I can actually get to it and adjust it when I need to. But let me show you the inside, the back side of these gauges. Oh, hey, look, there's CJ. He's alive. So there you go, if you haven't seen. And that noise you hear is my butt falling through a rotted hole. I blame CJ, he found it first. Okay, yeah, I just want to give you an update. Okay, we're actually on the water. Hope he doesn't fly me out. Tell everybody. CJ and Colin swimming on the back of the boat.